Hey everyone, Tony here. I'm going to show you guys some comics today. I picked these up all pretty recently. So I've got here some affordable or even cheap number 2 issues. And I like getting number 2s sometimes just because they're a lot more affordable than the number 1 almost always. And so, it's kind of, for me as mainly a card collector, it's kind of like getting the second year card, right? So I like second year cards. I like number 2s. So let's get it started. I've got here Nova, the man called Nova. So this is number 2. Nova, the word is that Nova is almost certainly going to appear in some kind of movie or something sooner rather than later. I'm personally, when it comes to comics and superhero kind of stuff, I'm not nearly as much into the movies and TV shows as I am just the comics. I generally prefer comics, but I do enjoy speculating for my collection, my comic collection. Just you get something, and then if it becomes more significant later, then it's just cool to have the comic in your collection, right? So Nova number 2. This is, of course, the first run, so the second ever Nova issue. And then I got the Punisher number 2. So this is the second issue of the first Punisher title series. So, of course, this is not, even the number 2, it's not the second appearance of the Punisher or anything. Of course, there was a limited series, and then, of course, the character first appeared in other things before that. But this is the number 2 of his first title series. I believe this is from, I want to say, 84. And that's just a badass cover, too. So, the Punisher, he has a character. I mean, he's definitely not going anywhere, right? I think, he played a pretty prominent role in the Daredevil Netflix series, which I did enjoy a lot, actually, even though I don't usually, watch the movies or the TV shows as much. But, so yeah, the Punisher number 2, pretty awesome. Let's see here. And this one, so this is Amazing Fantasy number 2 from 2004. Of course, Amazing Fantasy being an homage to the original Amazing Fantasy first appearance of Spider-Man and things like that. So this is the second appearance of this character. Man, what's her name? Anya Corazon. Who is, I believe, mainly known as Aranya. So she's kind of like one of those sort of like Spider-Verse alternate Spider characters. There's a lot of those. So actually, this is one that the number 1 of this has actually blown up pretty significantly because apparently this character, it hasn't been like officially announced or anything, but this character apparently is going to be in a upcoming movie, Madam Web. So like it hasn't been like officially said, but there's the thought is that this character will appear in that movie. So actually, the comic shop that I bought this at, they had the number 1 there. And they were asking $60 for the number 1. And they had it behind the counter and stuff. And I suspect that it wasn't there, like, even a couple weeks ago. It was probably in the box where so I saw it and I was like, they might have the number 2. And they did have the number 2. So I just picked this one up for probably $5. So yeah, Amazing Fantasy. Try to maybe... whatever. Alright, and then, so that's it for the, like, cheapo number 2s. I'm just gonna show, like, a couple other, cool, affordable things that I got. Here's New Mutants 26. Of course, the sort of, not even sort of, the most sort of famous and valuable New Mutants is 98, of course, the first appearance of Deadpool. But this is number 26, and this is the first appearance of Legion, who is the son of Charles Xavier, the leader of the X-Men. So, I mean, I just thought the cover was badass, and it's also a first appearance. I didn't pay too much for this. In fact, I thought I got a good deal on it. But then I realized that this sticker up here is actually on the cover. I thought it was on the plastic, but oh well. Didn't pay too much, so I think maybe $10 for this one. And then, let's see here, I got Justice League Dark #1. So this is the #1 from the second run of Justice League Dark. I believe this is from either started 2017 or 2018. And the original run of Justice League Dark was 2011. I also have the #1 from the 2011 run. So I saw this one, and I was like, okay, I'll pick up the #1 from the second run, too. You might as well, right? So, Justice League Dark, I got to imagine that DC has got to do something with Justice League Dark in other media, TV show, or a movie. Probably. I think there's just too much material here. The original run at least had, you know, John Constantine, who already had movies and shows, Madame Xanadu, and things like that. So, Justice League Dark, I think, has a lot of potential. It's also, the original run is a pretty good read. I haven't read the second run, but the first run is pretty good. So, yeah, so there's that. Justice League Dark. My own opinion is that at this point, I think DC should heavily lean into horror and dark stuff. Their most successful, you know, big movies being like the Nolan Batman movies, Joker, and things like that. So, Justice League Dark definitely fits this mold, and I think it has a lot of potential. So, you can get this one pretty cheap. Probably cover price. And then, speaking of Justice League Dark, one of the characters in the original one, at least, was Deadman. And I saw this Deadman #1, so this is a 6-issue limited series. So I had to get this one. One, because the cover glows in the dark, and I like gimmicky stuff. So this, the glow-in-the-dark pattern in the dark, they turn into skeletons. And then another thing, of course, is that this cover was drawn by the late, great Neil Adams, who's probably my favorite comic book artist. He did his kind of 70s Batman work is like second to none in terms of comic book art, in my opinion. So yeah, Deadman. This one's pretty awesome. You can probably find this in a dollar bin or get it for cover price. And then, let's see here, I got, because I'm a sucker, I'm also a sucker for, like, milestone issues. I saw this, Spidey #500, which just has an awesome cover. He's, like, swooping over his rogues gallery with Mary Jane. Pretty awesome. I got this one for, like, a couple bucks, I think. It has a little bit of staining on the white cover, so, yeah. Awesome. Spider-Man 500. And then finally, I was happy to see this one. I had been meaning to, like, look for it. This is What If Miles Morales #4. What if Miles Morales became Thor? So, of course, Miles Morales is probably the most popular kind of alternate Spider-Man, and so they gave him the what if treatment. But #4 is significant because I guess this issue was at least mildly controversial. Then again, what isn't these days, right? Mildly controversial because the The writer of this one, who is not black, included some, I guess, what are considered to be sort of dated or kind of stereotypical depictions of certain elements of black culture. So my own take, obviously, my opinion on this doesn't really matter that much. However, having read it, I would say it was a little cringy, and I kind of see what they mean, but maybe you can pick it up and decide for yourself. So, all right, that's it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Peace.